All right, I'd like to welcome everyone to the August 10th, 2020 meeting of the Delaware County Board of Commissioners. Would you please rise and join me in the pledge? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great, thank you. I'm Jeff Benton, President of the Board. To my right is Vice President Gary Merrill and our County Administrator Mike Fromer. To my left, fellow Commissioner Barb Lewis. And today's meeting is being run by Jennifer Walraven. So we can start.
Resolution number 20-678, in the matter of approving the electronic record of proceedings from regular meeting held August 6, 2020.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 20-678. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-679, in the matter of approving purchase orders and in-now certificates and payments of warrants in batch number CM APR 0807.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 20-679. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-680, in the matter of approving a supplemental appropriation for the Board of Elections.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Morning. Did we just see you guys?
Yeah, I thought, this is deja vu.
And I think you'll see us again here probably pretty soon
Yeah.
to appropriate the other money. But this is for the $75, right? For the
Interest.
interest gain on the one of the accounts.
Yeah.
Yes, not much to say on that one.
Okay. I think we'll take a very quick vote on this one.
Vote on motion 20-680. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-681, in the matter of accepting grant funds and establishing a new organization key for the Board of Elections.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
So this is $40,000 for HAVA for the cybersecurity thing that we did last year. This is an additional 40 to keep a lot of that going. 15,000 of it is also allocated of the 40 for accessibility, ADA accessibility, and improving accessibility. We've been working with John Melvin and Steve Lewis in getting the security cameras and things like that upgraded. So we will probably be back again here in a couple of weeks once we figure out what we'll appropriate this for. So.
Sure.
Very good.
Okay. Vote.
Vote on motion 20-681. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Resolution number 20-682, in the matter of rescinding resolution number 20-515 and authorizing the purchase of equipment for the county engineer's office.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Lee Bodnar, County Engineer's Office. Thank you for this opportunity to come before you. We're rescinding that resolution due to the vendor inability to supply the product due to the pandemic. The diligence of our office pursued another product of comparable value and comparable service at a reduced cost, and was able to procure 5 as opposed to 3 of these pieces of equipment for relatively the same cost, including a trade-in. The resolution also accounts for 2 pickup trucks to be
I
purchased.
got to ask the question.
Certainly.
If 3 was going to serve your need, now you got to get 5. Why do we need the other 2? Just because they're cheaper is not a good reason.
No, I certainly understand that question. This will enable the service department to maintain uniformity as far as materials go. The equipment will all be the same. So for the cost, which is cheaper, trading in those odd pieces of equipment with odd manufacturer, this allows for uniformity for standardization of repair. So that was thought of. There was discussion on that topic.
Well, I just had to ask. I mean,
Oh, that's a good question.
I'm sure Mr. Benton has probably thought the same thing.
Yeah.
I have that same discussion with my wife all the time. Just because it's cheaper doesn't mean you should just go and buy it. Do we really need it?
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 20-682. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-683, in the matter of approving right-of-way work permit summary sheet.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
These are 9 standard road right-of-way permits.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 20-683. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-684, in the matter of approving owner's agreements for Pyatt Reserve Section 2 and Liberty Bluff Section 2.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Commissioners, these are standard development agreements for street and stormwater improvements associated with Pyatt Preserves, which is a 22-lot subdivision off of Pyatt Road in Berlin Township, and also for Liberty Bluffs, which is a 29-lot subdivision off State Route 315 in Liberty Township.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 20-684. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-685, in the matter of approving the plat of subdivision for Oxford Woods and Woodcrest Crossing, Section 1A, Retreat at Woodcrest.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
The plat for Oxford Woods is a 13-lot subdivision. It's located off of North 3Bs and K Road in Brown Township. I don't know if there's any other questions on that. Woodcrest Crossing is Section 1A. The Retreat at Woodcrest is a 16-unit condo site located off of Stites Road in Liberty Township. So development continues.
Okay. Vote.
Vote on motion 20-685. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
All right,
Thank you very much, Commissioners. Have a productive and pleasant day.
thank you.
Lee.
Thank you.
Resolution number 20-686, in the matter of adopting amendments to the Delaware County Wide Trail Plan.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning,
Hello,
Commissioners. Zach Daly, Delaware County Economic Development. These are some amendments that the Trails Committee came up with that we thought would benefit the county as a whole moving forward with trails plans. Few of the major ones include being able to purchase property for creation of trails with the grant money, and also being able to use it to build things like water fountains and benches that are essential for successful trail use.
And extending the time period to expend the funds.
Yes, it'd be extended to 2 years per cycle rather than just one. In the past, the committee found that 1 year would be difficult for a lot of people to build the trails and construct them, so they thought 2 years would be a lot more efficient rather than asking for extensions.
Yeah, that certainly makes sense. So, and Trails continue to be Trails Committee continues to be very active, and appreciate everybody's work on this. Trails are becoming more abundant and more used, so it's great to see positive things out of this committee. We'll take a vote.
Vote on motion 20-686. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Commissioner.
guys.
That brings us to Administrator reports and Administrator Fromer.
Morning, Commissioners. Mike Fromer, County Administrator. I just have one thing to report on. Tomorrow afternoon, Bob Lamb and I are hosting a meeting with the county engineer, regional sewer, Delco, regional planning, and just talking about the next phase of economic development and how as some of these projects help secure more commercial development, how we can work with the commercial developers. You know, historically, the county's been primarily residential development. So just kind of talking through how those different processes would look and things like that. So very excited. We've had discussion with everybody that's going to be in attendance, but I think it's a natural next phase to our economic development strategy as we continue to work in that area. So I'll report on that after we have the meeting tomorrow. I think it'll be one of kind of a series that we have on that. So.
Water's a big, important part of the infrastructure, so that's good. I'm glad to hear your meeting included.
Yeah, there's a lot of the way commercial developers do their work is just different, with security and timing and approvals, and starting to kind of dive into that. I think that's symptomatic in the county. We've had general approaches to a lot of stuff, and now it's time, I think, to have more finite, planning on that side, so.
I think it'll be interesting, too, to see what the impact of the COVID epidemic is on transportation, because so many more people are working at home and likely to continue working at home. So what does that do to commuting times, commuting percentages, and so on, transportation needs? It'll be really interesting over time to see how that affects economic development.
I totally agree.
Yeah. Okay. Commissioner Lewis, comments?
I have nothing.
I have nothing. I'm sure you want to talk about golf, right?
Well, there did happen to be a golf tournament over the weekend. It was a major, the first major of the year. Unfortunately, our local resident, Jason Day, did not win, although he came very close and represented Delaware County very well. And Australia, true. He still speaks. He doesn't have a Delaware County accent yet, but hopefully he will someday. More up to the executive committee, we had Thursday, really kind of quiet. I mean, no big issues going on there. They're moving along on things. And then just one other thing I want to mention, there was a big birthday over the weekend. And most of you probably don't know that, but my sister turned 60 over the weekend. So I don't know if there were any other big birthdays over the weekend or not. I mean,
Well, actually, I'll help you with,
Yeah.
it actually was 2 birthdays in the last few days.
Yes.
One, I believe, was on Wednesday or Thursday. I'm probably the days wrong now, but, and another one just 3 days later.
yeah,
Yeah, I believe Friday. I think Friday.
Friday, yeah, the balloons got moved.
Yeah, the balloons got moved. Right,
Any
right.
comment, Jennifer?
I turned 50 on Friday.
No.
No.
You look-
Oh,
Yeah, I was just saying,
she's not speaking.
Jennifer, I think you added a decade, Jennifer. You can't be 50.
I know, she looks,
I think she missed a decade
I
somewhere
think she
along
missed
the-
even 2
added one
decades.
accidentally.
Yeah. Yeah, it must be she enjoys the work here so much.
We keep her young.
Yeah, boy, I tell you, we'd be sunk
We sure would.
without our
With both
clerks.
Sarah and Jennifer, who
Yes.
do have birthdays that are very close together. So happy birthday to
Thank
both of you. So,
They were, what, 2 days apart or 3?
2, isn't it?
Two.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And you guys lead the meetings 3 days apart, so it's pretty close there. So.
And, yeah, so again, happy birthday. We do have need for executive session.
Resolution number 20-687, in the matter of adjourning into executive session for consideration of appointment, employment, and compensation of a public employee or public official.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote?
Vote on motion 20-687. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
All right, we are in executive session.
Resolution number 20-688, in the matter of adjourning out of executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote?
Vote on motion 20-688. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye. All right, with that, and nothing else,